Okay, so I'm gonna go over the trade I took in Aussie dollar and the stop out I took on there, and how I could have probably done things differently. So I'd marked out obviously Monday's high and low, and because it was finding support here, I thought we'd get one more run up. Now, going into the week, I did have a bullish dollar bias, so this was a trade that was going against that. Okay, first of all, going against it is probably the first wrong thing I did, but it is what it is. So at which point could I have done things differently? Now, when you're in the trade, you're looking for any reason for it to go your way. That's just human nature. Sometimes, you know, I can handle it or tackle it and just get out of it, but at the time it didn't look too bad. So when I was watching this, right, in the review video, I said that I wanted this to hold, okay, because it come down, tested this support here, run up, and I thought we would target this low here, 79.07, take out these stops, then drop. That's what I was looking for, ideally. So what unfolded when I was taking the trade? Now this is where I really pay attention to the lower time frame, okay, these little nuances. So we had this run up, right? Okay, so this is this run up here. So what did that do? That, and then keep getting pop-ups. Room is full. Okay, so we had this run up here into this block here. Now, paying attention to these down candles here, okay, these two down candles, run up, breakdown, and sell off. Now that can be taken as either a stop rate at this time or a break in market structure. Now at this point I was thinking it was a stop rate because I was looking for higher prices. So what usually helps me, you know, identify, is it a stop rate or is it just a break in market structure, is what unfolds later on. Now at this point it was a stop rate, but on the bigger picture, obviously, as you can see now, it's a break in market structure. So I'm looking at this, and this is the breaker, right? So here we had the sell-off from the breaker, sell-off that led to these lows getting taken. Now keep in mind the overall bias on the dollar is bullish. Now this is where I went wrong. I had in mind where I knew there was going to be Australian retail sales, and I thought that would be just a liquidity injection just to have a quick stop rate to the upside. What I should have been paying attention to was what was happening here. So at this point I went long here. As soon as I seen this bottom out here, I took a long, and yeah, I'm up about 3 ticks, nothing major, and I had my stop loss just under there, so it's 10 tick stop loss. So it's moving up, and what I should have waited for was at least a break of this breaker. That would have put more confidence behind the idea, okay? Because if this breaker gave in, that would have told me, okay, we're more on the bullish side. But what happened? We had this little spike up here. I took out this high here, right? This is before the news. We had this little spike up, and then we had a breakdown here. We broke this low here. So this is happening within that initial breaker from here. So that should have been my warning sign to either cut some position off at least or close it. I didn't do that. So it's pulled back up here and then it sold off. Now this was obviously in sync with the overall bullish dollar bias, and this is where I went wrong. Is that making sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Where I went wrong? So when I'm looking for things, when you see me tweet, okay, it's not looking right, I'm gonna cut. These are the little nuances I'm looking for. These are the little nuances I'm looking for. You know what? We're human. We make mistakes. We're wrong. This is as long as your risk is in check, you know, a stop out shouldn't be too much of a problem as long as you can learn from it. Ideally later on, I was looking. I said if it got back below the Monday range, I'm going to look for shorts. But ideally, I was looking for a push up into probably this level here. It didn't give me that, and obviously, as you can see, it sold off and it went deeper within the range. Now with the euro, okay, what I was looking for ideally was a similar play to the Aussie dollar, and I thought it would probably push up quickly and then sell off. Now I was watching this euro, and for me to take the long, I wanted London to cause the initial stop rate down, right? I wanted to play into this block here, which would mean take out these lows. If it showed me bullish PA, I would have played it long, and my target was first target was this here, because this would have filled in the void, this little void here, target 1, and if it was to bust through that quick cleanly, then I would have known it would have targeted that. But what happened, it did not come down to that level, it did not really take out the stops I wanted, these equal lows here, it just ran straight up, so that lowered the probability of the long. So you know, you gotta be quick to adjust your idea as well, change your bias. So this played along with the dollar long. So if I quickly go to the dollar chart, right, if I go to the the wrong chart, hang on, let me just get the other one up, it's a bit clearer. Okay, this was the dollar, I was looking at this at the time, and this down candle that came into this support area here, and then it pushed up and it was holding this level. At the same time, we had the euro into that resistance block I just marked out, and then obviously, as you can see, it's come down, taking out these stops and starting to form bullish flow, and it's just pushed up then. So automatically, you know, my long bias would have been off here. I mean, I was watching this as a last resort. I was watching this, right? I was watching this, and this was giving me, this was having none of it. I mean, all the bullish, the resistance was holding. So here, this down candle to the move up. I was hoping that if we had a move up above this, off of this level here, so if we had this scenario unfold, that would have meant that the buys are in because we're making new highs here off of support. But we did not get that. As soon as we got this movement down here, I think it was game over and we were going to roll over. So so now that this has broken, it's reached the target, which is, it's filled in the price levels from the high to the low. So this was a bit of a gap left in. As it stands now, it's NFP tomorrow. Okay, it's NFP tomorrow, so obviously anything can happen with NFP. It's one news event I stay out of. Unless I'm already positioned from before, I stay out of NFP. I am overall bearish this market. So if it was a normal day, I'd be watching this here, right? If it was a normal day, I'd be watching this here. If we got weakness off of here and a breakdown, I'd be aiming for new lows. Okay, and this is the ultimate low I'm targeting. But as it stands, I'm gonna I'll see how NFP unfolds, and I'll base my trade idea off of that, because for all we know, NFP can just spike all the way up, then spike all the way down, screw people over on both sides before choosing a direction. So main trading will be done after the first week, which will be next week, but for now I'm probably just going to mark out possible ideas. So what is this? These are the down candles that led to the move up. Now we've had a retest into it, so a position that could have probably been taken, this is hindsight obviously, was as soon as we got this as a resistance and it broke this low here, any retracement could have been a sell. I did not take this myself, because once I just didn't like the price action today, but it was a possible sell for anyone that took it. It's coming to support now, so if I get rid of this H1 block here, it's holding the support now, so it's probably going to go back into the range and fizzle out heading into NFP. So ideally I'll have to wait till after NFP to give me more clarity and then take it from there. Is that clear on the Aussie dollar, how I could have done things differently, where I went wrong, and my euro plan, why I couldn't execute on the euro? Is that clear? Okay, let me just stop the recording. Whoever's got questions, we can go over that.